What you're about to watch is to me a new experience. With the help of my GoPro, I walked along the High Line to make you feel that you're here with me. The High Line is located in gentrified Meatpacking district. Today, it is home to many global stores that you can see here on the left as I walked past them, and also to the Whitney Museum. I started my walk on the High Line on the very southernmost point, on Gansford Street. As I walk up the stairs, my brain feels liberated. I have finally escaped the hustle and bustle of the city of New York. The High Line was not built in one day. Back in 1934, it was called the Highland Viaduct. It was a railroad which linked 34th Street to St. John's Park. Until a group of friends agreed to do something of the disused railroad, the High Line Viaduct remained untouched. The first section of the High Line, which I'm now on, was opened in 2009. It had led to many construction work in the surrounding area and has considerably increased the value of the neighborhood. Today, the finished product offers incredible views over the city, while remaining peaceful and noise-free. We can see on the right side one of the great views that the High Line has. As I keep walking on the High Line, we can see the changes that the friends of the High Line have made. Today, the High Line is full of sitting areas, which provides tourists and wanderers alike a great way to disconnect or get a tan. The friends of the High Line didn't only create sitting areas, they have also brought artists onto the promenade so they could interact with the users and sell their arts. As I leave the selling area, I'm walking towards something new. Something that was never created before. It is called the Urban Theater. It is used by tourists to watch the traffic going underneath, and also mostly to sit down and relax while the city underneath them never takes a breath. As you can see, the High Line is relatively full of people. Indeed, its affluence now reaches 5 million of people per year. Many monks pretend to be real monks, and some are, obviously, but as we will see from the video, you will wonder if they are real or if they aren't real. The more we get into the High Line, the more we can see how the architecture has changed and how urban planners have achieved to create an homogeneity within the buildings. Although the surroundings have drastically changed, the vegetation has remained intact. As I try to display the vegetation, a second monk pops up, strengthening my point on the multitude of monks on site. I can finally get a snap on the new architecture, which is present all along the High Line, and which has become extremely residential. As I get on the second phase, opened in 2011, much more construction sites are still present today, as this big tunnel waiting ahead of us. Right outside the tunnel, one of my favorite places of the High Line. This place is dedicated to art and street art, as we can see this amazing mural on the right sides. The Friends of the High Line did a global project. They made it so that everyone could access the site and enjoy it in the best of their abilities, providing lots of entrances and exits equipped with elevators and stairs. As I continue my walk, the proximity of certain houses is a little disturbing, as thousands of people walk where people are dining, sleeping, invading their very own privacy by taking pictures. The High Line doesn't sum up to one area of art. Indeed, it is displaced everywhere along the High Line, as this other street art enlightens many tourists. The High Line also has more than one relaxing area, as we have seen in the beginning of the video. They all provide great views of the city. The more I walk towards West 34th Street, the ending point of the High Line, the bigger the new construction appears to be. There are many of them being built on a daily basis, as there are also many art exhibits along the High Line, as this sculpture testifies. As I zigzag across the many people, I encounter the last monk of today's walk on the High Line. Is he a real one? Is he a fake one? Only you guys know. The last section of the High Line is more natural, more neutral. I am walking on the old railroad as if in the 1930s were right behind the corner and nothing had changed. But the many constructions prove the opposite. Everything is changing indeed. Nothing will ever be the same. Only the High Line has survived, thanks to the friend of the High Line. As I walk toward the exit, I realize that I'm now on the last section of the High Line, the interim walkway. It is, as opposed to the first phase of construction, really different. This last section will lead me to West 34th Street and bring me back to today's world, busy as always here in the heart of New York City. I hope you had a pleasant, immersive experience here in the High Line, one of my favorite places in New York City.